Om Shanti. I set myself in my eternal form at the seat of the center of forehead. Just stay straight. Not being pulled by any influence, not on left or right, just the middle center of forehead. Emerging all my divine virtues, God's love, God's vision on me, makes me lovely, divine, and full. I set myself on this powerful stage, detached observer and lovely. Connected with Baba. Going beyond, above, remain detached and lovely, sweet and gentle. Om Shanti.
संगम युग में प्यारे बाबा, संगम युग में प्यारे बाबा, हमें आपसे बेहद प्यार मिला, मिला, हमें आपसे बेहद प्यार मिला। मास्टर नॉलेजफुल बन गए, कैसे शब्द स्वप्न में भी नहीं सोच सकते। तो मौका से बोलने का तो सवाल ही नहीं। संगम पर सारा खेली 3 बिंदियों का है। सबसे सहज क्या होती है बिंदी ना, कि क्वेश्चन मार्क सहज है, बिंदी सहज है। बिंदी लगाने में कितना टाइम लगता है? सेकंड से भी कम लगाने आती है। एक कलम खिसक जाता है। कई बार कलम भी लंबी लकीर खींच लेता है। बिंदी के बजाय बिंदी लगाने से आपके एक सेकंड में कितने खजाने बच जाते। लिस्ट तो जानते हो ना, खजानों की लिस्ट जानते हो कि भूल जाते हो? अगर बिंदी के बजाय और कोई भी मात्रा लगाते हो, वह लग जाती है। लगाते नहीं हो, लग जाती है। तो सोचो, ज्ञान का खजाना गया, शक्तियों का खजाना गया, गुणों का खजाना गया, संकल्प का खजाना गया, एनर्जी गई, श्वास सफल के बजाय असफलता में गया, संकल्प गया, समय गया। कितना गया? लंबी लिस्ट हो गई ना। तो ये कभी भी नहीं सोचो कि 1-2 सेकंड ही तो गया, लेकिन 1 सेकंड में कमाया कितना? 1 सेकंड में कितना भारी हो गया?
Om Shanti. Now do service with your elevated state of the mind and your subtle attitude. Set a program for the powerful stage of your mind. Just as you set your program for physical work according to the daily timetable, similarly, set a program for the powerful stage of your mind, and you will never get upset. To the extent that you keep your mind busy with powerful thoughts, accordingly, the mind will have no time to get upset. When your mind is constantly set, that is, concentrated, then good vibrations automatically spread and service takes place. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today is day 22. Now do service with your elevated state of the mind and your subtle attitude. Today's topic: set a program for the powerful stage of your mind. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. Okay, everyone is well. Yes. Mm. Baba has taught us to keep ourselves well, right? Sometimes I think Baba, ocean of knowledge, and he gives us unlimited service, right? Unlimited methods, unlimited attainments, and our love and respect for Baba is that we do it. Right? We create that stage which Baba wants us to create. Baba just explained that it's very simple method is to apply a dot, apply bindu. Is it difficult? Baba says, but you want to apply dot, but it becomes comma or question or. And actually, it is true because it looks so simple to put dot. So when you are putting dot, sometimes your pen just slips little, and a little tail here or little tail somewhere, something doesn't become exactly like as a bindu. So that means that also requires some practice. Right? I think that most of you must be driving when it comes to stop, and you say, no, it only half a foot I went ahead, right? But there is a uh, line or whatever it is, stop is stop, right? Now that requires practice, isn't it? Because you're trying to stop, but you go ahead little bit, so you can't pass. So same is stop when we say to our thoughts. And it's not that mind, it's not easy to stop mind, right? And that is why some of the practices, uh, three bindus, first is soul consciousness, right? And this practice of soul consciousness, so important. It's recharging, it's coming to original stage. It's like, it's beautifully, you feel out of concentration. I'm just a point of light. I am being of love, being of peace, just the point, soul consciousness. Another point is Baba. You don't have to struggle, just say Baba. Many things you cannot accomplish, surrender it to Baba. Your intellect cannot have enough reasoning to make you satisfied, Baba. A point. So as much you go to the source, Baba is the source, right? Or my all relationships, he has to help me as teacher, to help me as guru. Any relationship with Baba. And then of course, is drama is playing whole day, right? What we plan, what drama plans, dramas plan. Then there is God's plan. So things happen according to drama. Even we know what mistake we made or what was the right way to do it. But when it's done, what you say is drama. learn the lesson from there, but then play the part to make this drama perfect or relevant, or so that's like another point. Just put full stop. It's drama, then write, then what's the next scene? But why it happened, it shouldn't have happened, it should, so you can't change it, right? And I really like the homework which Baba is giving us for tomorrow, that as you have your physical timetable fixed, Baba is saying set your timetable for setting your stage so that you don't get upset. When you are not set, even you're sitting on chair, you're not comfortable, you will keep moving, right? You won't be stable. Then you can't concentrate also. So I looked at this point and I said, well, Baba has already set a timetable. Only what we have to do is to follow it accurately. Amrit Vela, we have time set, right? Then we come for meditation, for Murli, time is set. Then every hour, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute, if you can make it, do it 5 minutes. And take one virtue or one bindu and set yourself in that. Not just sit in silence, but do a practice. Just imagine if 10 times, 12 times a day, I take a practice to set my stage, powerful stage, loveful stage, any stage. So Baba has given us a timetable. As I said, we have to follow that timetable. There is a effort, ordinary effort, means you are effort maker, but there's no aim, no? That I have to be powerful, I have to change, or I have to be complete. There has to be that aim, no? And when there is aim, then what you will do? You will create a stage, right? And then write or think about your chart at night time. How many times I practiced? How much my point worked? So that next day you can be better, better. But also always remember that whatever you're doing, you will create atmosphere. If you everyone see you every time, very loveful, very peaceful, very humble, very sweet, it it really set a good example. And others are inspired to do that. And what Baba is saying, that kind of service which you do through these vibrations is the real seva, real service. You can keep telling someone or expect from someone, but other is you do it and be embodiment of that. So that's what Baba is saying, that if your stage has that concentration of any quality, once you have concentration, it also will attract and pull others. So the true service is to spread vibrations, and that's only possible when you are very powerful in a particular stage. So it's like just becoming a flower, and fragrance spreads, right? It will pull, everyone will look at it. So same is our cheerfulness, our stage of lightness. Like this, just decide on about uh, 8, 10 virtues. And I was realizing today that if we really do not create the powerful stage very often, then by night time you are okay, but not necessarily you have earned any income or increase your capacity or increase the percentage of your virtues. Then situations will always be bigger than what you can handle. Situations are never big, but lack of power, lack of virtues make us feel like it's so big, so difficult, so much is going on, so much happened. It does happen with everyone. That's I like Baba's example. uh, If you look from above, and when you look down at something, higher you are, you see what is down is very small. When your plane has gone up and you look down, the houses look like little matchboxes, right? But if you look at same level, then little higher, little higher. So it is from our stage when we look at the situation, it looks small, I can manage. It won't affect you. So instead of always saying because of this, because of this, because of this, we are progressing, test will come. But if you have studied well, then test is not a big, you really wait for the test because you are so ready. So just be, the way Baba is telling us, do it. And you see, if not like a day or two, but that should be consistent. And if you do it, you will see the change. So that's for tomorrow. Om Shanti.
Good evening, Didi.
Good evening. Good evening.
Already there's so much to digest, even before we maybe come up with another item, like a dessert or whatever. But I like this, that the thing only appears big because you haven't become strong enough. It seems bigger than what you can manage, if your stage isn't increasing. I'm going to go back to some of the things from the Abhyak Murli, and when the little piece from Baba's Murli just now, part of it was that portion where Baba said that you would never, if you're a Trikaldarshi, then you would never use the words, I don't know. And on Saturday, when we had the Murli with the group of people who are friends of the BKs, one soul, one man there, was sharing with us how at one point he was in Peace Village and he'd had this experience of light and so on and so forth, and he couldn't quite make sense of it. And he said, you happened to be passing by. And so he told you what he was experiencing, and he asked you, what is it? And you said, I don't know, but I will think about it. And you came back to him 20 minutes later. And when he was telling me that, I saw your saying, I don't know, as a sign of great humility for or the most senior one to tell the junior one that I don't know what your experience is, but let me think about it. And I like that. I don't think you'll remember it, but also something that came up with these people on Saturday. One was saying, in fact, his wife, how as they're listening to the Sakhar Murlis and hearing like business expressions, and they can't quite correlate it with spirituality, with income and one thing and another. And so Baba was using this very much on Sunday too, and about accumulating and increasing. And I was wondering for you, first of all, on the basis of Sunday's Murli, how much income have you earned today? do you count? How do you assess how much income you've earned? He talked about the three things.
One is sometimes income increasing by investing,
Okay.
by using it in an appropriate way. Instantly it can increase. But I feel like, wealth and income has a lot of importance in the world and people's life. But I was sharing with gentlemen, for me, it's not question of how much you have accumulated, but how do you see money? And I always saw money more for doing kind acts and charity, because one is people like they spend on themselves most of the money, or then they say, let me save it for future. But for me, the contentment, and I feel, is more that if there is the need of anyone around you for any reason, to just help that soul at that time is very, very important. Or the task is going on, Baba's task is going on, and to contribute there would be another. So that you really feel that you have lot. There is a saying that how someone knows that you have lot is only how much you give.
Mm-hmm.
So they tell in a small story that once there was a man, rich man, he used to pass, like going for business, and he will saw a poor man sitting on the road, but giving money. So all the time he keeps giving money, and this man thought that this one must be richer than me, because I don't give, I give maybe in the morning little bit, put something in the temple, but this one keeps giving, he keeps giving, because this poor man thinks that if I need money to eat, then other person also needs, and a poor person, he needs also to eat. So a poor person will think about, did others also get food or not? But a rich person who thinks I am rich will only be just feeding, I am okay, I got my stuff, I got, not really even thinking, is it more than my portion? Is it? So accumulation really comes from a charitable action. And so I was telling her that everyone has different, even in Baba's home, we see some people, they like to share, but some, whatever they have, they plan for themselves, what I have to do with it. And so I was just saying that if we have money or anything, any virtue, whatever Baba says, then be a good bestower. As much you are bestower, that much you feel not only contentment, but I don't know, it comes also that way. So then Mahalakshmi is with them. Mahalakshmi in the sense they have Baba and resources. Otherwise, it's more resources than Baba. Only Lakshmi, right? But Mahalakshmi really means you have wisdom, you have God with you. And I practically feel that way, that how then your tasks get accomplished, and there is always abundance because you're not doing for yourself, you're doing for, so many. Sometimes you think of the whole world. If I am printing a flyer, can we print so that everyone gets it? If we are making this, let everyone get it. Right? So this whole feeling of being bestower is something which makes you feel very, very rich. That's how I see it.
Okay, it's to do with the accumulation in terms of, I think Bob was speaking about powers and virtues and study. And, like we put them together, do we see them as separate? Do I see them as like some people like to get paid in kind, some people like to be paid in dollars, somebody else likes to be paid in some other currency. So powers, virtues, what way do you, in earning your income, that spiritual income, where do you see the increase, or are you interested in say that I want to increase this power, whether it's to do with the intellect, to do with the subtle powers, or to do with the original powers, or a particular virtue, and watching you all these years, and like, when did you see the speed of your accumulation growing, that your accumulation was moving? But I was saying that now in terms of time.
It's definite when we use powers in the sense like tolerance, So it not only start becoming natural because it's all right, this soul has this part to play, you don't need to even tolerate, but your tolerance is increasing, or just hold on, let me use patience. So as much virtue you're using, that much virtue. It's like bestowing, but also it keeps increasing. It's definitely only when you bestow, right, that your virtues and powers increase, not by
But do you,
saying, oh, I have more tolerance. No.
right, but do you sometimes, you know, focus on a particular thing that you want to increase? I mean, whether it's love or it's some other power or wisdom,
Yeah.
or it just all happens, and then maybe you can connect it with this thing in Sunday's Murli, where Baba spoke about, the three things. He was connecting it. He said, you get an inheritance, you get income from the study, and you get blessings. Now, what's the distinction? The income from the study is self-evident, but it sounded like as if the inheritance was something different and the blessings were something different. So how do we see those three things?
Very interesting. Yes. As much the soul becomes worthy, the inheritance is claimed. Like you're really living by inheritance. It's the worthiness of the soul, whether it's purity, whether it's studies, whether it is love for Baba. It's always like, we all are Baba's heir children, but we claim inheritance according to our worthiness. Whether you are obedient, you are faithful, you have respect for Baba. It's like whatever qualities you have, you claim more and more percentage of inheritance. And blessing comes like when you really do something in a authentic way, whether you help someone, your kindness or your compassion. even sometimes you have to be merciful on souls. I think that blessings really come from the heart. And when they come, you just say it. It's not something
You mean, sorry to interrupt you, they come from something
hard.
of your heart, or do you mean from Baba's heart?
No, so yeah, from Baba's heart, but also I'm just giving example amongst ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
right? Someone really serves you well or give you something when you really need it.
Mm-hmm.
So blessing comes from heart very naturally, like, and I feel that Baba's blessings are important, but then blessings of everyone else is
Mm-hmm.
important.
Yeah.
And but what I'm saying for me, I find whenever you have to bless someone, it comes from the heart. So the example I'm giving, whether it is people's families' heart or from Baba. But these three are very important factors, so it's good to revise it, right?
Yeah. I was finding it very interesting, what because he made it sound like as if the inheritance was for free and the blessings were for free, but that, the income in terms of the study that you had to, and it was very interesting because he didn't say how much you study, he said it's how you study,
Mhm.
how you study. And so I wasn't, it comes down to Father, Teacher, and Satguru, no doubt. But
It's it's so interesting when Baba's children Brahmins leave body, right?
mhm,
So recently, like someone left body, didn't leave living will in the sense of who will take the body and cremation. Anyway, nobody could claim the body from hospital. Finally, we said what's going on because family, they didn't know who has the right to do that and we couldn't interfere. So, but then there is one soul who left body was so clear that how do I want whatever I have to be given to Yajna.
mhm.
And in that, there are so many, uh, I am so surprised to see how I thought in India they think a lot about future planning of wealth, but this sister, of course, booked funeral for her, funeral home, paid for that, and she left so much for Yagya that we were buying a property at that time, and
Yeah.
it was really something which was in her heart that we could immediately use it. Brother Ed was here when he left body. So he had made his will, this much for his family, this much for his son, this much, and then this much for Yagya. And same time, very big something, the need in Peace Village about renovation came. And as soon as we got it, we were able to use it. It's so interesting also to see how the money of Baba's children, while living, how they're using, and when they leave, it's amazingly how it is at the right time. So I think inheritance, what you receive and then way it goes, also is very, very important.
Sister Mohini, I don't know. I believe in Baba's magic and how when souls reach out through coming to Baba's house or going to an instrument or something. And I don't know if you saw last night. I know that you got a letter because it was CC'd to me too about a parent who, was reluctant to leave the body, right? And
Mm.
so the Brahmin, his daughter, is asking you for help. And then this morning when I checked my email, it was to find that the soul left the body. And so I was curious Did
Yeah,
you do
so
anything, or was it just Baba's magic coming in between?
no, see, generally what happens when they saying something to me, actually they're asking Baba, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't even reply, and now you are reminding me because there are so many
Yes, of
such
course.
requests. So, and now you're telling me that soul left body. So,
This
I think,
morning.
yeah, Jayantiben came and she told me as soon as she came about one sister, and she has been the victim of the war in the sense in the country, and she left, but the impact is there. So the sister said, tell Sister Mohini if she can tell Baba about this. So I said, okay. And so Jantiban was leaving last night. So anyone says anything to Baba, there is immediate response.
I think so.
Yeah,
I've
immediate
seen.
response of Sakash or fulfilling or, that's God. No, that's what he is.
So it's like instead of you being Baba's helper, he's your helper, right? Because he knows how busy you are, all the different things you have to take care of, and so
It's,
just that
it's always interesting that, if you have trust in the instrument,
Yeah.
and especially, uh, those who go in trance, people have definitely little more trust on them. I've seen always, when I was in New York, I just came. Every Wednesday night, there would be a lot of calls, and I keep listening, and I knew Baba is listening, right? That's how we used to talk to Dadi Gulzar,
Mm.
giving her all the news and all that, because we say she it's reaching Baba. So I think we have to be instrument like that. But
Yeah.
it's good you're telling me this,
Yeah.
but I still need to reply her.
I'm sure in some subtle way, she's already
Yeah,
got. I've gotten your response. We remembered the soul this morning.
yeah.
Meditation. Yeah. Oh, I have.
Anyone seeking help, no? Baba,
Mhm.
Baba definitely help.
Really, really. I've
Even
seen.
we might say that soul was not Brahmin child, but every soul is God's child, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
At least they're connecting somewhere through
Yeah.
the Brahmins to God.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'll see you on Wednesday for more questions. Thank you so much. That was lovely. Thank you so
Thank
much, Didi.
Okay. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Avakti Parivar. So, before we move forward, I would like to announce again about our upcoming retreat, Avakti Parivar retreat. And please do register if you're planning to come to Peace Village for Avakti Parivar retreat. And it's from July 7th, Friday, is arrival day, and departure is Monday, July 10th. And all Avakti Parivar angels are welcome. Now anyone can register from Avakti Parivar family. So please do so as soon as possible if you are planning to come so. And of course, this coming weekend, we will be having couples retreat in Peace Village, the international couples retreat. So if anybody is still interested, you are still welcome to register yourself. Arrival on May 26 and departure is May 29. Okay, Om Shanti. Now tomorrow is Tuesday and our schedule from Amritvela 3:30 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. Tomorrow is Tuesday, so Awake Muli revision in English. Translation will be available Hindi and Spanish 5 to 6 p.m. Followed by meditation Hindi series, meditation commentary by Didi, English series, and Awake the Journey. Shanti, now let's do Avik Murli. Welcome to Avik the Journey. Avik Murli is from 1969, inspiring us to change from Brahmin to angel.
Om Shanti. Avyakt Murli of the 29th of October 1970. The true meaning of the Rosary of Lamps. Today, Bab Dada is looking at the Deepmala, the Rosary of Lamps. This is a Rosary of Lamps, isn't it? People celebrate Deepmala or Diwali, whereas Bab Dada is looking at the Deepmala. Which lamps are liked the most? The lamps that are unshakable and stable, those whose oil never finishes. Do you consider yourselves to be such lamps? The Rosary is the memorial of such lamps. On Deepmala, they clean everything with the aim of earning. So have you two carried out both tasks of maintaining cleanliness and of earning? Where there is cleanliness, there is definitely an income in that. Only those who constantly invoke the divine virtues will remain content in both aspects. You have died a living death. So why do you sometimes adopt the old clothes, the old sanskars? Do you have a lot of love for the old clothes? Why should children have love for that which Baba does not have love for? The weaknesses, the defects, the lack of power, and the delicate nature which still remain today have to be finished in the old account. This is what it means to celebrate Diwali. Diwali is also called Coronation Day. Have you ever seen the ceremony of the handing over of the throne? How many times would you have seen it? Countless times. Day by day, you will increasingly experience it very clearly in an emerged form, as though it is something you have seen in this birth. In the same way, you will experience the future royal sanskars that are merged in the soul. You will experience this in a practical form. From this, you should understand that you have come close to your perfect stage and to your kingdom. You do not have these golden age sanskars by thinking about them or by bringing them into your consciousness. They will automatically enter your life easily and cleanly. Whilst living in this world, you will see the beautiful scenes of the golden age in front of your eyes. And the golden age form that you have to adopt will come in front of your eyes again and again. You now have to renounce this costume and adopt that beautifully decorated costume. You will have the experience of the golden aged form now at the confluence age. You will see the effort and the reward of everyone in a practical form. It will be as though everything of 5,000 years ago is just a matter of yesterday. It will be so clear and close in your intellect. Do not keep the old sanskars, even by mistake. Adopt newness. This is the mantra for today. We will continue tomorrow.
Now do service with your elevated state of the mind and your subtle attitude. Set a program for the powerful stage of your mind. Just as you set your program for physical work according to the daily timetable, similarly, set a program for the powerful stage of your mind, and you will never get upset. To the extent that you keep your mind busy with powerful thoughts, accordingly, the mind will have no time to get upset. When your mind is constantly set, that is, concentrated, then good vibrations automatically spread and service takes place.
अब अपनी श्रेष्ठ मनसा द्वारा सूक्ष्म वृत्तियों से सेवा करो। मनसा समर्थ स्थिति का प्रोग्राम सेट करो। जैसे अपने स्थूल कार्य के प्रोग्राम को दिनचर्या प्रमाण सेट करते हो, ऐसे अपनी मनसा समर्थ स्थिति का प्रोग्राम सेट करो तो कभी अपसेट नहीं होंगे। जितना अपने मन को समर्थ संकल्पों में बिजी रखेंगे तो मन को अपसेट होने का समय ही नहीं मिलेगा। मन सदा सेट अर्थात एकाग्र है तो स्वतः अच्छे वाइब्रेशन फैलते हैं, सेवा होती है। ओम शांति।
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Recording stopped.
Om Shanti Didi, Om Shanti Vyakti Parivar. Thank you. Good night.
Om Shanti Didi.
Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Didi.
Baba.
Thank you,
Thank you, Didi.
Thank you, Baba.
Good night, Didi.
Shanti Didi.
Shanti from
Thank you, Baba. Thank you.